I am taking on the challenge of completing Infernum, Calamity's hardest difficulty, with only weapons from the Celestus crafting tree. The Celestus is a post-Exomex rogue weapon that is added by Calamity mod. Here are all of its components on screen, and I will also go through them throughout the video. At the very beginning of the playthrough, I opened my starter bag, and I actually do not get a usable weapon, which means I am completely defenseless until I can get either the Iron Franciscas, the Lead Tomahawks, an Ice Boomerang, or a Wooden Boomerang. For this playthrough, I settled with the Iron Franciscas because my world is iron and I wanted to go the rogue route for a bit. After quickly setting up my magic storage and some houses, I go underground to try to find some iron so that way I can craft my first weapon. I do end up stumbling across enough amethyst to be able to craft a hook, which is nice. To the left, I find a little bit of iron. This is not even going to be close to enough to be able to use all the way up until after the Brain of Cthulhu. I do end up finding a little bit more iron, but I'm forcibly sent home by a dart trap. But this just means that I can craft my first weapon, being the Iron Franciscas. This will have to carry me all the way up until Evil Boss 2, being the Perforator and the Hive Mind. I will be doing both of them. I'm going to try doing every single boss in order if I remember them. Yeah, this didn't happen. I skipped so many bosses. I think I skipped like 10 in total. Sorry, guys. In my defense, I'm super lazy and I can't be asked to build arenas for bosses. I don't feel like going out of my way to get the summons for bosses. I don't need any of the drops from these bosses. And I don't know if I already said this, I don't want to build arenas for these bosses. So I just didn't do them. I don't like Calclone either. I completely forgot about her until post Plantera, so I didn't do her until post Plantera. My least favorite boss in the entirety of modded Terraria, no matter what mod I play, is always Calamitous Clone. So I just completely forgot about her bitch ass. After going underground and getting some life crystals, some loot, and getting enough iron to craft more of my Iron Franciscas, I go over to the tundra. I need to kill Flinxes in order to get Flinx fur for my first armor set. This took forever. It was awful. Flinxes have a chance to drop anywhere from 1 to 3 fur, and my first 3 gave me 1. Meaning I still need 1 more in order to craft the armor set, and on my very final one, I ended up getting 3. I got the worst RNG 3 times in a row just to get the best RNG on the final one. I need Flinxes. God damn it. Where are these things? There's one. Oh my gosh, dude. I just need Flinxes, and they're not spawning. Flinxes have a chance of dropping a 1 to 3, and I got the shit roll 3 times. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is driving me insane. I have spent the last 15 minutes farming Flinxes. Oh my gosh, dude. I need 1 more Flinx because I got the shit RNG roll 3 times. Oh my, there it is. And it drops me 3. F you. After returning home with my Flinx fur, I am able to craft my first armor set. This now gives me stealth. I'm not really going to use it with the tomahawks because it's not good. I'm just going to spam it. But I get a rogue armor set. After building an arena, I go to the Crimson to smash a Crimson Orb to get a Goblin army to spawn. After defeating the Goblin army, I decide to fight the Eye of Cthulhu instead of looking for the Tinkerer to get the Alchemist to spawn to get Hunter potions, so I don't have to raw dog finding NPCs because I did not find any Hunter potions in chests. I freaking love the Megami Slander. That Megami is such a bomb. Now I go over to the jungle to attempt to get an Anklet of the Wind for Lightning Spark boots. Oh my gosh, this took forever. I think I looted my entire jungle just to find these. It took so long. And now with all the preparations out of the way, it's time for a boss rush. I'm so sorry, y'all. I know nobody likes this for the most part. I do King Slime first. I end up getting my adrenaline up, but I take a lot of damage later on in the fight, and I almost end up dying to this boss somehow. This usually never happens, which is absolutely absurd. I have to get closer to bosses and stuff than I would like because of the range on these things, and their damage is kind of garbage, which sucks, but I gotta suck it up because I don't get a weapon upgrade until post-evil boss. Even after playing like complete trash and not dodging anything at all because I'm absolutely garbage, King Slime goes down on my first attempt, so second boss out of the way finally. And now it's time to fight the Desert Scourge, the first boss added by Calamity mod. The easiest boss in the playthrough because it is the first boss, so there's not really much to say about this. It doesn't unlock much. Fairly easy and defeated on my first attempt. After doing the Desert Scourge, I decided to go over to the Sulphurous Sea to do the Acid Rain event. It actually unlocks after you defeat the Eye of Cthulhu, and it is what gives me my next armor set. After giving the Goblin Tinkerer all of my platinum to reforge my gear, I fight the Brain of Cthulhu. This is honestly a pretty irritating fight. On top of me not liking Infernum Brain of Cthulhu because I find it boring, I'm also still on the Iron Franciscas that require me to get fairly close to bosses to deal damage, and they have lower DPS than like anything I've ever used at this stage of the game. Gonna plug myself while this is playing in the background. I do stream all of these runs on both TikTok and YouTube. I stream all of my challenge runs that I do that I never finish because I don't finish challenge runs for some reason. Maybe one day I'll get the motivation to actually finish stuff, but who knows. Anyways, I feel corny as hell doing this and I don't want to, but if you like it, you should subscribe to me. I'm trying to hit like 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's probably doable. And if you have any advice for my editing and stuff, feel free to let me know. I'm always open to constructive criticism because I don't really know what I'm doing and I want my stuff to be more enjoyable for y'all. Like I said earlier, I was going to try to complete every single boss in progression, so next is Eater of Worlds before I unlock Hellstone. The Iron Francisca is not too bad against this thing because it does have some pierce to it, and super easily on my first attempt I defeat the Eater of Worlds. It actually took me less attempts than the Brain of Cthulhu. And before I mine Hellstone, I do Crabulon. He is actually pre-evil boss in the boss checklist, and I believe in the Infernum achievement, so I did him. And now it's time to go get Hellstone. After I get Hellstone, I craft Molten Armor and a Flamerang, which is my next weapon upgrade. Finally, with a new weapon, I fight the Perforators, being the second evil boss for the Crimson biome. I have like so much practice with this fight, you would not believe it. Like 1,000 attempts on this boss across all of my runs combined, from my no hits, just all of my runs that I've done, and oh my gosh, it's just absolutely absurd. So I don't find it to be too difficult. It is kind of annoying to stay focused because it's just the same shit over and over again. But it's not much to say about it. I do find the fact that there are 3 separate worm phases to be fairly obnoxious because it just adds time onto the fight and it is just so annoying. But fairly easily defeated on the first try. Who's shocked? After creating an artificial corruption biome, it's time to fight the second evil boss for the corruption, being the Hive Mind. I don't really care for this fight. It's kind of annoying. I hate that it regens HP. One of my least favorite mechanics during boss fights beside probably additional enemies. No matter the weapon choice that I choose, my range is kind of hot garbage too, and he likes to run away and sit at a fixed distance. Again, super irritating, so this boss just takes significantly longer than it should. Now that I've beaten both of the evil bosses, I can mine Aerolite, which spawns on Sky Islands. It is used to craft some weapons and armors. I can't use any of the weapons though because of this challenge. I can use the armor, and it also unlocks the bundle of balloons. After building an absolutely massive arena, because I will end up using it in hard mode, it's time to fight Skeletron. I actually don't find this guy to be too hard in Infernum, especially since I'm using melee. I have a lot of defense, so I don't really take much damage. I've done this fight as true melee before, and it was absolutely awful. It took so long, so honestly, the Flame Ring isn't bad, and I'm happy. Could be significantly worse. I do want Flask for the little bit of extra damage that I get, so I fight Queen Bee. Not much to show with this fight. She's super easy. Time for probably the worst pre-hard mode boss in Calamity, Slime God. I'm skipping this fight. It does unlock a new armor set and the Enchanted Axe though, which is my next weapon upgrade and will be my weapon for the Wall of Flesh. Enchanted Axe is actually one of the better weapons that you can use for the Wall of Flesh. It does have piercing and shoots little projectiles out the side of it. This is a much shorter video, but I kind of just want to get videos out. I'm actively in middle of this run, and I am pre-Moonlord right now. I will end up streaming it every single day until I complete it, probably. Unless I give up and decide that I don't feel like doing this shit anymore. If it becomes that awful. Yeah, really, this run hasn't been so bad so far, except for the fact that I had to use the Samsara Slicer for multiple bosses. That thing is so unbelievably slow. Anyways, that's enough for me. The next part is probably going to be all the way up from hard mode to Moonlord. I don't know when I'll get it out, just whenever I feel like editing. Wow, you're fast. Well, I guess of course he's fast. He's really low.